In this lesson, we're going to look at some more multiplication, but we're going to look at applications of multiplying fractions. We've done this before. We're going to do it again. And I want to remind you that when you're dealing with fractions, the word of can mean to multiply. The word of has a lot of meanings. It's a very busy preposition. But if they say a fraction of something, it does indicate multiplication. So let's take a look at the first one. It says a student's tuition was $2,500. A loan was obtained for 2/5 of the tuition. How much was the loan? It is 2/5 of the tuition, which was $2,500. So this is going to be 2/5 times 2,500. Now hopefully you remember that when you're multiplying by a whole number that it needs to go over 1. Now let's look on our diagonals and up and down. In other words, we're going to bow tie if we can. And 5 goes into itself one time, and 2,500 divided by 5. 5 goes into 25 5 times, and we've got 2 more zeros to fill in, so 5 will go in there 500 times. Multiply the tops. 2 times 500 gives me 1,000. I was a little bit sloppy with that. The numerator is 1,000, and the denominator, 1 times 1 is 1. We will write that as 1,000, and there will be a $sign in the box. So 2/5 is a piece of the 2,500. What size piece? $1,000. The next one says business people have determined that 7/8 of the items on a mailing list will change in 1 year. A business has a mailing list of 6,680 people. After 1 year, how many addresses change? 7/8 of the items will change. They have a list of 6,680. So it is 7/8 of the 6,680. Well, because of can mean multiplication when it's a fraction of, it is 7/8 times 6,680. We know to put whole numbers over 1 when we multiply. I'm looking to bow tie. I want to check and see, these are both even, but I just wonder if 8 will go into 6,680 evenly. So let's see. 8 does not go into 6, but it goes into 66. Let's see, 8 times, because 8 times 8 is 64. Subtract, bring down the next digit. 8 goes into 28. Well, let's see. 3 times. 3 times 8 is 24. This is when your multiplication facts are crucial. 40, you get a 4 and bring down the 0. 8 goes into 45 times. So I had to do a little work, but I do see that 8 goes into itself one time. And because of my division over here, I know that 8 goes into 6,680 835 times. Now I have to multiply 7 times 835 and 1 times 1. All right, I know the bottom is 1. I have to multiply 835 times this 7. 7 times 5 is 35. Carry the 3. 7 times 3 is 21. And 3 more makes 24. Carry the 2. That's 56. And 2 more is 58. So I'm getting 58.45 for the top and 1 for the bottom. That means 58.45. Out of the 6,680 people on the list, they could expect 5,845 will change in a year. Okay, let's look at another one. This one says a certain recipe calls for 3/5 a cup of flour. That word "of" is not telling me to multiply. A chef is making an amount that is 5/7 of the recipe. All right, now this one is 5/7 of what? The recipe that calls for 3/5 of a cup. So we need to take 5/7 of the 3/5 of a cup. So that means 5/7 times 3/5 of a cup. Can I reduce on my diagonals or up and down? Can I bow tie? Yes. 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 5 once. That leaves me with 3. 1 times 3 is 3, and 7 times 1 is 7. I need only 3/7 of a cup. Now that might be a problem because I don't have a cup in my kitchen that measures sevenths, but this was a made-up problem. All right, one more. A house worth $154,132 is assessed for 3/4 of its value. 3/4 of the value, and the value is this number. So it is 3/4 of $154,132. So that means it is 3/4 times 154,132, and I'll put it over 1. Yes, it's in dollars. I'll go ahead and sneak that back in. I am hopeful, but not sure, that 4 will go into that evenly. So I have to see, will 4 go into 154,132? And if it will, how many times? It doesn't go into 1, but it goes into 15 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. Subtract for 3 and bring down the digit 4. 4 into 34. How about 8 times? Because 8 times 4 is 32. Subtract. Bring down the next digit. 4 goes into 21 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20. Subtract. Bring down the 3. 4 goes into 13 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. Subtract and bring down the final digit of a 2. And 4 goes in there 3 times. So this was a good bit of work, and I have the following. 4 goes into itself once, and 4 goes into this large number, 38,533. Don't stop there. That's not your answer. That was just the reducing. There's nothing else to reduce. So now I multiply the tops and I multiply the bottoms. Multiplying the tops means that I take 38,533, multiply it by the 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 times 8 is 24, and 1 is 25. Carry the 2. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. I'm getting 115,599. That's money, and it's over 1. I don't write it over 1. My final answer is 115,599. And you don't have to worry about the dollar sign. It's part of the answer box. So your word problems, watch out for the concept of. A fraction of something means a fraction times.